Hey guys, Ollie Odinson here with Slash Lake City, and today I want to do a review of the new 30th anniversary Ghostface Father Death robes from Fun World, but I also want this to be a slight comparison video to the old 25ths. A lot of comments online right now are people wondering, is there enough of a difference between the 30th and the 25th to justify a new purchase? Long story short, yes, I believe there is. Now, I'm sure some of you guys are seeing the pieces surrounding the robes and maybe questioning whether or not I'm the best judge when it comes to spending your hard-earned money on new robes. But guys, trust me, I promise there is enough of a difference for you to spend on the 30th. Just side by side, I think that the 30th has a sleeker, better put together feel than the 25th. And that's not hating on the 25th. I think the 25th is a wonderful setup. I think if you are looking to cosplay Ghostface for the first time and you don't want to spend money on custom robes with a custom pattern and custom material, then the 25ths are a wonderful choice. They served me really well. I used them for years cosplaying as Ghostface, and they were different enough from Fun World's basic triangle drapes that people liked it. It has the shimmer. It has a better look with the hood. It comes with gloves. It looks clean. But I think instead of just repackaging and doing a slight modification, Fun World did a great job with the 30th, giving us a much better and complete, cost-affordable, movie-accurate look. And I say this in not that it's 100% movie accurate. I say this as, for the price, this is a wonderful movie accurate look. Okay. One of the things that I really like is the redesign. Now, according to my distributor from Fun World, the mold is one that they used on the original set. I know that there were a couple different versions, but they went back. We've even got the imperfections like the dimple in the mouth. I like the messiness of the eyes. And when I see this mask, it reminds me of a particular scene, and here's a picture of it from Scream and this mask. If we look at this mask, this is a much more polished look. The eyes are much more symmetrical. It's a smoother finish. It looks like this mask has been around for 30 plus years, and they've redesigned it and they've streamlined it and they've quote unquote perfected it. This one looks like something straight out of the movies. It's much closer. And if you want that movie accurate look, this is wonderful. Also, if we go to the 25th, it comes with that half mask with a bib. This is actually very, very convenient if you're going to be wearing it for long periods at a time, at a convention, at a haunt. Go ahead. What I would do is I would just tuck the bib into the chin, and then I would wear like a head cover, like a full face head cover that has the eyes removed. And that way I could lift the mask up, drop the hood, lift the mask up, lower the material, and then have a drink, have an eat, be able to see if I need to use the restroom at a show or something like that. This is a full shroud. It is a full, complete piece. It also has Velcro on the mask and the hood, so that when you move, like if I move in this one right here, you kind of, like it's working very well here. But usually what happens is your head kind of just goes into the hood and you're kind of looking like this. With the Velcro, and this is what they do with Scream robes, this is what they do in the movies and stuff, it helps the hood go with your head a lot better in movements, so you're not going to blind yourself by the sides. It's a wonderful Small detail that doesn't seem like much, but it really truly is. If we look at the materials themselves, the 25th seems to sparkle and shimmer just a little bit better. It is not as coarse to the touch, but the lining is not as nice in the 25th. They've upgraded it in the 30th. And as you can see right here, it doesn't go all the way down with the 25th. It goes to about right here, the lining. So this rubs against your skin. I always felt it kind of abrasive and not pleasant to the touch. Elastic stops on the wrist. And this is an older version where they didn't double side the drapes. So it's that kind of base material, and there's the shimmer on the inside. With the 30th, it's a little bit rougher to the touch as far as the material itself, but the lining inside is much, much nicer. Now, both of these have small Velcro clasps around the neck. You'll need to be careful because if the material on either touches the rough side of the Velcro, it will pull and pill like crazy. Just for demonstration purposes, I know some of you are going to be very upset about this, but you can see it does not release very easy. I think it actually releases a little bit better than 25ths, and it will leave some marks. Now, I have another set of robes that I'm setting aside, so I know some of you guys are not going to be happy with what I just did, but it was for thianth. It was for thianth purposes, so you guys could see. So just be careful. But the lining on the inside is much nicer. It is heavier. The robes themselves are just slightly heavier. Might be a nice cool or winter robes. These would be a lot better for the summer. These are still kind of toasty, but they don't wear as heavy or as warm as the 30th. The 30th does have elastic around the wrist, and the drapes are double-sided, which is very nice. Like I said, I believe they changed that with the 25ths later on. This is an earlier version of the robes where it was only single-sided. But I really think, especially for the cost for the 30ths are going to be $60. The cost for the longest time for the 25ths were $60. So same price, but we are getting a much better upgraded look with the 30th. I'm very happy with these. Again, if you're wearing the costume like once or twice a year, maybe just for Halloween, I do think that either choice is much better than Fun World's basic Ghostface robes. They have the shimmer, they have the accurate arm drapes, they look nice. If you are a collector like me, you're going to get both. If you do a lot of Ghostface things, it may not be a bad idea to have both and just change them out. One thing to note, if you look down at the bottoms, the mannequins are about the same size. This one is wearing boots, but the 30th robes do appear to be longer, so please be aware of that. I've had a lot of friends who have talked about the fact that they're not super tall, and so the robes just kind of drag. Now, I'm 6'4", and so for me, it'll be nice to have a little bit longer robes because these did hang pretty high up on my legs. You could really see my jeans and stuff like that. The Scream robes in the back there are actually for Jess. Jess is 5'5", so those are heighted for her. These are my 96s from Scream robes, with a plug in there from my boy Dallin Creations with that Gen 1 rehaul. Thanks, buddy. But you can see how the robes on these ones hang a lot lower. So back to these though, I do think both of these are wonderful choices for a better Ghostface look, whether it's just casual costume or you're wanting to start cosplaying. I really like these. Now, the 30th did come with some more accessories. It came with a sash belt, which I think is just kind of on par with their traditional Ghostface look, because if we go with like the original packaging, this is a replica I got offline of the Father Death packaging that they used in the movie. The Ghostface robes are big and boxy, especially when they put their arms out, like if they do the knife wipe and stuff like that. It's got a very unique shape. The belt was something that they introduced for their basic costume Ghostface look. Now the 30th does come with new material gloves. The lining in them is much nicer. Some people will sew these onto the robes, and I think that that's totally justified, because in the movies the gloves are attached to the costume. Just a heads up for you cosplayers, for you haunters, for the people that are going to be wearing these for extended periods of time. If you are going to sew the gloves onto your robes, put zippers around the wrist, going from the wrist towards the elbow, so that you can slip the gloves or the costume on and off your hands, so you can eat, so you can use the restroom, so you can do all these things without having to take the entire robes off. That is the only drawback to the Scream robes I have. They do not have that, and the gloves are attached. The packaging for the costume is really nice. This is the Spirit version, because this is where I've been able to find these first. My distributor said that in the US, my order is going to be sent out August 10th. Estimated. They have all the stuff that's come into the warehouse. Now they're sending it out. So if you have pre-ordered online with a lot of costume shops, or if you're waiting to get the Fun World Direct version, they should be shipping out sometime next week early. I like the Father Death nod on here. I think it's wonderful. I truly feel like this whole 30th anniversary setup was for the fans. And I really do applaud Fun World for putting so much detail into something that they didn't necessarily need to in the packaging. Again, guys, I highly recommend it. I really think that both are nice. You guys are in for a treat here. Hold on. There's Bromhausen. He's helping me make a video today. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. He says, no, I don't. Okay, I will. Good boy. So, again, I think there's enough of a difference. I really like the 30th. I think it's an upgraded look. And I appreciate the fact that it's an upgraded look that didn't cost us an arm and a leg. It's the exact same retail price that the 25ths were, but it's a much better look. So, let me know in the comments, guys. Are you going to be getting the 30th? Do you think there's enough of a difference? What are your thoughts on it? Excited to hear from you guys. And as always, have a scary day.